No, Miss Courtney.
Yes, absolutely.
The lady with the large bosom.
She's wanting to see you.
Yes, well, she'll just have to wait.
Squeeze me, please. She's already waiting.
She may be the principal, but I have a class to teach. Now, as I was saying about... Miss Miss Courtney, I was just on my way to see you.
Sex?
Occasionally. Miss Courtney, I'm just completing the register and getting the details of our new student before that inspector chappie pokes his nose in.
Hello. Mr. Brown.
I shan't be a moment, Miss Courtney. Look, I really think you ought to go home.
No, I stay.
What is going on?
What is going on?
What is going on?
Yes, well, I'm talking to this lady.
Why is she here?
Well, she's talking to me.
Why is she sitting in the corridor?
Why is she sitting in the corridor?
Must you repeat everything I say? 10 minutes is the normal time allowed for tea, Mr. Brown.
Yes, of course. We were discussing parts of speech.
Well, in future, I'd be obliged if you do it in the class.
Certainly.
Now then, how are your students coming along with their English?
Oh, extremely well.
Good. Then I shall stay and listen for a few minutes.
Ah.
Oh, don't worry, I shan't interfere. I make it a practice to drop in on the classes from time to time to see what sort of progress is being made.
It's beef stroganoff in the cookery class tonight.
Are you trying to get rid of me?
No, I just thought you might fancy a bit. I mean...
Well, I don't, so will you please begin?
Miss Courtney, how nice to see you.
I'm afraid I can't return the compliment.
Come on, on you go.
Good night. Sorry about all that.
Come on now, quickly. Hurry up, good night. Good night, quickly.
I'll go and see if there's anybody else about.
I really am very sorry.
I should hope you are.
Hope it hasn't inconvenienced you.
Well, of course it's inconvenienced me. I was quite happily curled up in bed with Daphne du Maurier.
I am really sorry about this. I've...
Now what's the matter?
Well, I've left my shopping in the class.
Well, for heaven's sake, hurry up and get it.
Thank you.
For heaven's sake, are you going to take all night?
No, I'm just putting these things away.
Well, do hurry up. Sid? Sid! Sydney! For heaven's sake, we're locked in.
Oh, well, we mustn't panic. We can last out till Monday morning. Have a carrot. Let's have a sing-song, shall we? Shall we start with Daisy? You know how it goes. Daisy! Good evening, Miss Courtney, or should I say Mother?
Please don't remind me of last night's unfortunate incident.
Sorry.
You remember I did tell you that I prefer women teachers.
You mean I've got the push?
Well, let us just say that we no longer require your services. I feel that Miss Hardacre would be much more suitable.
Yeah, well, in that case, I suggest you get Miss Much More Suitable Hardacre to take over tonight, because I'm going home.
You can't just walk out like that.
Oh, yes, I can. And I won't say it's been a pleasure, because it hasn't. All I can say is, in India, you'd be sacred.
I thought you'd gone.
Yeah, I was just collecting my things.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Mr. Brown?
Hello, Miss Courtney.
Why are you creeping about?
Well, I didn't want to disturb you.
Very considerate. And perhaps you wouldn't mind creeping into the office for a moment. I want a word with you. You may sit. Now, Mr. Brown, the other evening, after everyone had gone, I went into the gentleman's toilet.
Oh, I'm sure that was a perfectly natural mistake.
I went because the caretaker had complained about the graffiti on the walls. And, Mr. Brown, it is just not good enough.
Oh, I don't know. I thought some of it was rather witty.
It was disgusting. Someone had written Enoch Powell rules okay.
Yes, well, with all due respect, I'd hardly call that disgusting.
Mr. Brown, this is most unsatisfactory.
Well, I agree.
Well, what are you going to do about
Well, there's
it?
only one thing I can do. If you can't beat them, join them. Oh!
Mr. Brown?
Hello, Miss Courtney.
This is disgraceful.
No, please. This is Congo.
Silence. I suggest you all leave immediately.
thank you all for visiting me. It made my blue time really pleasurable.
Good evening.
As for you, Mr. Brown, words fail.
Oh, come on, Miss Courtney. They're only coming here to cheer me up a
I
bit.
warn you, Mr. Brown, that if this sort of thing ever occurs again in the future, you are out.
It's like that,
Mr. Brown!
Yeah, well, I don't think I really ought to, actually.
But of course you must tell him, Mr. Brown. There's no other alternative.
Oh, there is.
What's that?
Well, I could shoot myself.
Now, Mr. Brown, I understand that none of your previous students passed their lower Cambridge certificate.
Oh, well, I think there were a few near misses.
That is not good enough. Obviously, Mr. Brown, you are sadly lacking in the necessary qualities required to teach English.
Oh, just a moment.
Don't interrupt. I shall be keeping a very close eye on you this term, Mr. Brown, and unless I see a marked improvement, out you go.
Well, it's not
I
necessarily
have no
altogether-
wish to listen to your feeble excuses.
Pompous old cow.
What was that?
Oh, I said, I'm just going now. Right, quiet, everybody, listen. I want to read you all my letter of resignation. No, I am definitely resigning. With £100,000 I no longer need to teach English.
That's true.
Right, dear Dracula. This is to inform you that I think you are a rude, obnoxious, and self-opinionated old dragon. And if ever I see you again, it'll be too soon. Yours disrespectfully, Jeremy Brown. Right, Ali.
Yes, please.
Do me a favour and see that Miss Courtney gets this straight away.
Jolly good.
Thank you.
Buckingham Palace.
Well, absolutely. Is the old Batlax in yet?
The old Battle-axe is here.
Well, I wasn't meaning you, Miss Courtney.
Well, I trust you are not referring to Her Majesty.
Oh, no. I was referring to Gladys, the tea lady.
Huh.
Look, why don't you go the whole hog and ask the music class to play the national anthem as they enter? This is supposed to be an informal visit.
I don't think you're approaching this special occasion in the right attitude.
I think you're being carried away.
Nonsense! This is an opportunity for all the staff and students to show their loyalty and devotion to our sovereign. It's up to the entire school to make a good impression. And one never knows where it may lead. The New Year's honours list isn't far away.
Honours list?
Yes! A knighthood could be within your grasp.
A knighthood?
Mr. Jeremy Brown.
Arise, Sir Jeremy. Mr. Brown?
Yes, Your Majesty?
I beg your pardon.
I thought you were the Queen.
Have you been drinking?
No, just daydreaming.
Well, you had better wake up. They are due to arrive in half an hour. Now... And in this class, we are endeavouring to teach English to foreign students.
Excuse me, Miss Courtney.
Don't interrupt, Mr.
Yeah, but I think you should know...
Mr. Brown!
All right, please yourself.
Where?
Down there!
Oh!
You stupid fool! You have crowned my Albert.
Well, I feel terrible. I've got a splitting headache.
Well, look, I am sorry. It was an accident. Look, this is Miss Courtney's office. You can...
Wait a minute. Look, have you got somewhere where I could comb my hair and brush myself down? I must look presentable for our first meeting after 25 years.
Yes, of course, sir. Straight down there on the right.
Thank you.
Enter. Hello, darling. It's you. Oh, where's Albert? You haven't pushed him down the stairs, have you?
No. He's just gone to comb his hair.
Well, is he all right? There's no damage, I hope.
I'm afraid there is, actually.
Oh, dear. Is it bad?
Well, the plant pot's broken.
I was referring to Albert.
Oh, Albert, no. He's fine. I'll get it.
Darling! Oh, it's you.
Yes, this is Darling. Miss Courtney.
Albert!
Dolores!
Dolores?
Have a Haven't you a class to attend to?
Yes, of course, darling. Dolores. Excuse me. Dr. 2P must have rolled away somewhere.
Excuse me, Mr. Brown, can you spare a moment?
Just a moment, Miss Courtney. We're right in the middle of a very interesting debate. Could you wait just a minute, please?
Certainly not.
Oh, very well.
Crumpet.
If this is an example of your teaching methods, Mr. Brown, I am not amused.
Oh, it's probably something he's picked up from Giovanni.
Yeah. Well, I came in to ask you about the coach trip.
What coach trip?
Don't you ever read the notice boards?
Oh, yes. Well, occasionally.
Now listen, everybody. For the past 2 weeks, there has been a notice on the board to the effect that Mrs. Hunter, our history teacher, is organising her annual coach trip to a stately home for Sunday. We are going to Berkeley Hall, the ancestral home of Humphrey, Earl of Berkeley, which is renowned for its remarkable collection of tapestries and ancient manuscripts. Now, who would like to go?
Yeah, well, I had planned to do something on Sunday.
Cancel it.
Yeah, well, I don't think I can, you see.
I shall expect you to be here on Sunday at 12 o'clock sharp.
I am thinking we are lost.
We are not lost. Now, where are we, Sid?
I don't know. You had the map. You were doing the navigating.
Well, I couldn't read it in that old bone shaker of yours. It kept jiggling up and down.
Then you should have jiggled up and down with it.
We are most definitely lost.
I'm not lost. We're just not where we should be.
Well, perhaps you could show us where we should be.
Well, I know where we should be. I just don't know where we are.
We are.
Look, we passed a sign just down the road. Now, did anybody see what it said?
Yes, please.
Right, well, I'll look it up on the map, and then we will know where we are.
I really don't think that would be much help, Mr. Brown.
With all due respect, Miss Courtney, I happen to possess a Pathfinder's badge from the Boy Scouts, so I know quite a bit about mapping. Once I know what the sign said, it's a simple matter to find out our exact location. Now, what did the sign say?
Cattle crossing.
Yep.
Do you think you can find that on the map, Mr. Brown?
I'm telling you, we are lost.
If you don't shut up, you'll be lost, because when we move off, we'll abandon you.
Well, I suggest we carry on until we get to a main road. There's bound to be a signpost.
Good idea. Right, start her up, Sid. All right. Right, come on in.
Hey, why don't we all have another?
Well, I suppose there's no telling how long Sid will be. Here, Mr. Brown. Oh, have we got any
Miss
beer?
Courtney.
No, thank you. And I don't think any of you should have a drink either.
Oh, come on, Miss C. One little drink won't harm anyone.
They have already consumed 2 of those large cans. What goes in must eventually come out. Enter! Mr. Brown, whatever have you done?
Oh, it's nothing really, just a slight accident, a compound fracture.
Well, you can't possibly go to the dance like that.
Oh, I couldn't let you down. No, I insist.
But I wouldn't consider it.
Oh, well, if you feel like that,
Oh,
fine.
most certainly I do.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you.
Ha! She didn't fall for it, did she?
Absolutely.
Oh, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown? A compound fracture, I think you said.
Yes.
Well, it seems more like a movable fracture to me.
Pardon?
Well, a moment ago it was in the other leg.
Oh, all right.
Well, I shall stop you if there's anything I don't like.
Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Stop.
Is something the matter?
This concert takes place in the afternoon.
Ah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all sitting comfortably.
Stop.
Now, what was wrong with that?
Mr. Brown, by the time you and your class come on, the audience will have been sitting on those hard chairs for 1.5 hours. I wouldn't mention anything about comfort if I were you.
Ah, no, right.
There is a little yellow idol to the north of Kathmandu.
I am saying.
Stop!
You are not liking us?
No.
Oh, what did you expect, Morecambe and Wise?
If you're wanting, we can be doing Morecambe and Wise. I could be the fat, short one with the hairy legs.
And I'll be being the one with the glasses.
Yes, well, we'll discuss it later. Sorry, Miss Courtney, but I think the whole idea is ridiculous. I am supposed to teach English to foreign students.
He sounds like a foreign student.
Look, wouldn't it be far simpler for you to just get another chauffeur?
No, I couldn't do that. You see, Jock's father gave his life defending my father during the war. I feel I owe him a living.
Yeah, well, in that case, why don't you make him very happy and give him a job in your harem or something?
Don't be stupid, Mr. Brown. Now listen to me, Mr. Brown. You are a teacher of English, and it is your job to teach English no matter who or what your students may happen to be.
Well, actually, as I
Don't
tried to tell you-
interrupt.
Miss Courtney, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't do it.
Can't do what?
Put up with our Scottish friend. He's a disruptive influence on the rest of the class.
Mr. Brown, I am afraid that you must. I have invited the Sheikh to meet the Board of Governors. He has promised to give us a new school hall.
I don't care if he's promised to give you the Albert Hall.
Forgive me, I couldn't help overhearing. Is there some sort of problem?
No.
Yes, I'm afraid I cannot put up any longer with this chauffeur of yours. He's rude, self-opinionated, and extremely unpleasant. And you can keep your Rolls Royce.
Look at that.
It's a pram.
Oh, well done, Mr. Brown. What do you normally associate with prams?
Babies?
Exactly.
Good Lord, you're not, are you?
Not what?
Expecting?
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
What was that?
A look in the pram.
It's a baby.
Well, it's certainly not a cocker spaniel.
Thank you.
I hope you'll be happy. But I think I can safely say you won't find another principal like me.
I'm sure I won't. Hello, Miss Courtney.
Mr. Brown, this is a surprise. Did you forget something when you left last night?
No.
Then to what do we owe the honour of this visit?
Well, you've done something to your hair.
My hair.
Yes, looks different somehow. Much more feminine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you don't mind me saying so, you really look quite attractive.
All right, Mr. Brown, what are you after? Well, I'm wise enough to know when I'm being softened up. Now, what is it you want? Oh, a reference, no doubt.
Well, not exactly.
Well, what is it then?
Well, I'll come straight to the point, Miss Courtney.
Good.
I thought about this new job last night, and I've suddenly realised that money isn't everything.
Really?
After all, you can't buy happiness.
So you've decided not to take this job?
You're very perceptive.
I tried to telephone you earlier today to ask you to bring back the register. Mr. English said that you weren't there because there hadn't been a vacancy after all.
Ah.
Yeah. So now you've come crawling back to me, expecting to be reinstated.
Yeah, well, I would be grateful. I mean, after all, it'd be much easier on the students. I mean, easier all round, really.
Do I quite agree?
Oh, good.
Except for one thing. I have already engaged a new teacher.
You see, Miss Courtney...
Stop. You must come down onto the floor of the court if you wish to address the bench.
Oh, right. You see, Miss Courtney, there are...
Stop. I am not Miss Courtney.
Funny, she looked like Miss Courtney.
You will kindly address me as Your Honour.
Sorry, Miss Courtney. Your Honour. But there are Mr. Nadim and Miss Schmidt.
Teacher is tolding us to be visiting...
I am not tolding you anything, Ali.
Oh, yes, please. I was being there when you were tolding us.
There's no such word as tolding.
Teacher is right.
Thank you, Anna.
Mr. Brown told us.
The past participle of the verb to tell is told.
Mr. Brown, may I remind you that you are not here to teach English?
Yes, Miss Courtney. Sorry, Your Honour. Pompous old twit. That old hen, she's such a pompous old twit.
Haven't you a class to go to?
Yeah, I was just going.
Oh, just one moment.
Something the matter?
Yes, it's still switched on.
Oh, my God!
I do hope you weren't being indiscreet.
No, of course, I never said anything, did I, Sid?
No, not a dicky bird. Never opened his normal shout.
Well, we'll see, shall we?
I think I'll go and sweep the floor.
Yes, I...
Stay where you are. Now, let's see what we can hear. When you have finished with it, perhaps you would be kind enough to return it to the music club?
Yes, certainly.
You may go.
Thank you. Here we are, that's it, there's no more.
No, definitely no more.
Just a moment.
Pompous old twit. She's a pompous old twit.
I see. I am a pompous old twit, am I?
That wasn't you.
Really?
Good Lord, no, was it, Sid?
No, we should. Another old hen.
Yeah.
Then who was it?
Who? Well, it was...
Yes, it was the other old boiler, Gladys, the tea lady.
Yes, that's right, Gladys.
By the way, we've got one.
One what?
Don't you ever read the notice board?
I don't get a lot.
Obviously not. Well, you can take those and hand them out.
Right.
Now I think it's time that we were all going home. Oh, that's funny.
What is?
I don't seem to be able to find my coat.
Oh, I hope you look. What is it?
Well, it's a sort of tweed mixture with fur around the cuffs.
And fur on the collar?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
What's the matter?
I thought everything on this rail was for the jumble sale.
What have you done with my coat?
I'm afraid I sold it to Gladys for £5.
Done
What? Yeah, but don't worry, I'll get it back.
Mr. Pavendress, I wondered if you'd be awfully kind and get my coat for me. I think it's hanging on a rail in the office.
Oh, no.
Now, what's the matter?
It doesn't matter. See you at the fete. Well, I hope you find Miss Courtney's questions as amusing. She'll be here any minute.
Excuse me.
Don't interrupt. I tend to tolerate your frivolous attitude, but you'll find that Miss Courtney is a horse of a different colour.
Oh, blimey. You should not be calling Miss Courtney a horse.
I wasn't, although there may be a certain resemblance.
Mr. Brown, please.
Just a minute, Daniel, I haven't finished yet. As I was saying, Miss Courtney will not be as tolerant as I, but on the other hand, you mustn't let her intimidate you. She may be a bit of an ogre, but she's only human.
Excuse, please, Mr.
What's
Brown.
happening to you, or why are you constantly interrupting me?
I think they are trying to indicate my...
Ah, Miss Courtney, I didn't hear you come in.
Obviously.
How long have you been
Long
here?
enough. And now, Mr. Brown, if you don't mind, this horse of a different colour, this human ogre, would like to find out how clever your students are.
Yeah, well, certainly, they're all yours. I just told him I'd lost her.
Well, perhaps he wants to confide in you because you are Alice's friend.
Oh, well, couldn't she confide in you?
Certainly not. It is your problem. You will deal with it.
Good evening.
Oh, it's you. Is she in?
No,
Oh, good. With a bit of luck, I'll get to my class without her discovering I am late.
it's her birthday.
Don't I know it?
She's 50. Again.
She's been dropping hints all week. Oh, that reminds me, has a parcel arrived for me?
No?
Ah, well, we bought her a clock as a present with Westminster chimes, only it's being engraved at the moment, and they promised to deliver it here this evening, so as soon as it arrives, let me know, would you, because we want to make a little presentation.
Does she know?
No, of course not. We want it to be a surprise. Ah, evening, everybody.
Good evening, Mr. Brown.
Ah, Miss Courtney.
You're late.
Yeah, well, no, I've been here for ages. I've been all over the school looking for you.
Really? What for?
Well, I was... to wish you a happy birthday.